And so kind of segueing into June 8th, is it Shake the Summer or I might have said that.
Shake the Summer.
Yeah, that's correct.
All right. Talk to me about it.
My favorite part about it is the fact that we're going to be giving away 2 golf ball tickets, 3-day golf ball tickets. So,
we're giving away golf ball tickets.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Burd Files podcast.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Burd Files podcast. We're here for the premiere of season 2. After a 2-year hiatus, the wait is over. You might see a familiar face. We have Semaj McLeod back with the podcast with a couple of new guys, and I'm going to be introducing them shortly. So the first episode of season 2, I'm sitting here with the 3 founders of Never Come Home. Never Come Home is a multimedia brand that's based around music and event coordination, and they are based in New Jersey. But if you look at what they're doing, they're all around that kind of area: New Jersey, New York. I think if I'm referencing back to the old podcast, the Six Borough. So I'm sitting here with the boys from Never Come Home, and with that, I'm just going to introduce the guys before we get into it. So sitting in the middle, we have a familiar face. I have the pleasure of reintroducing to the podcast after a 2-year hiatus, Mr. Semaj McLeod. Semaj is a New Jersey native who, over the course of the past 20 years of his life, has established himself as an incubator for creativity. Semaj has set his eyes on becoming a renaissance man in the creative field and has taken the steps to achieve that status through his various and intriguing creative endeavors. Semaj currently serves as the creative director for an up-and-coming music publication company by the name of After Party New York, and has furthered his creative wingspan by also serving as a journalist for the coveted and Black-owned hip-hop news network So.com. Along with these technical positions, Semaj also finds himself head-manning fan engagement for the likes of the New York Giants and the New Jersey Devils, a position that has provided him valuable outreach and marketing experience. And last but certainly not least, at the end of this list of endeavors is Semaj's role as a 1/3 owner in Never Come Home. Semaj has channeled aspects of his other experiences to become a leader in the outreach and event curation departments of the brand, and Semaj has always had a desire to create community and connections amongst people, and his role in Never Come Home only highlights his passion for this. Semaj is driven by the opportunity to leave a lasting impact, going against the grain to create eternal memories, and chasing the vision. I told you I would.
That's pretty solid. I'm not gonna lie.
God damn, bro.
Woo.
He said creative wingspan. I was like, oh my God. I got chills down my spine.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Man, Semaj sent me a book for that intro. He sent me
I said exact words.
He goes, I was just typing, bro. I was just going crazy.
He's like, man, I took a shit like on Thursday, and like that dark night. Nah. All right. On the right, joining the podcast for the first time is Emmy Mesen. Is that Mesen?
Mesen, yeah.
Mesen. All right. Emmy is what I would call a music aficionado. At 22 years old, he has lived what can assuredly be classified as a musical life. A frequenter of music festivals, a self-proclaimed retired mosh pit specialist, and a regular on 175 TV, Emmy has experienced the good, the bad, and the ugly of the music scene. As the creative director and leader of business affairs, Emmy has helped create the company, the brand, and the makerspace that has Never Come Home. Inspired by the likes of the Nightmare KSI, the legendary creative visionary Virgil Abloh, Emmy has helped build what has become not just a multimedia company, not just an event coordinating business, but an everlasting party and an opportunity for anyone to tap into the gold mine that is their minds and extract the creativity that they have so long buried in the depths of their thoughts. Emmy never came home. He stayed outside. He cracked the shell of his mind and implores you all to do so as well. Never come home.
Thank you. God, that was amazing.
Oh my!
You just have that on repeat the entire.
You can be like,
I'll just keep gassing.
Jose, take pictures. All right, let's go. Let's get into the
podcast. All right, there you go. You get your turn, Jose, man. On the left, we have Jose Castillo. Jose specializes in the art of photography and graphic design. As a first-generation American, Jose paved a path for himself to succeed as a creative by being active in the New Jersey music scene, taking photos at festivals, concerts, and the notorious New York underground scene. Jose is able to tell a story through his photography, but Jose's story cannot be explained by a simple photograph. Jose has aspirations of completing his secondary education in engineering, and his art has never been limited to just photography, but also by way of music with the piano. He dabbled in sport as a 2-year track athlete, and depending on who you ask, this may be his most important character trait. He is an avid and loyal Pokemon game player and fan. Jose is vital to the visual of the brand and a key piece to the success and appeal of Never Come Home. With that being said, fellas, it's really nice to have you guys here. It's nice to see you again, Semaj, and it's nice to finally get to meet you guys, Emmy and Jose. I've been kind of following a little bit of what you guys have been doing. I followed the Never Come Home page, and then I saw just kind of some of the stuff you were doing. When I opened the website for the first time, I was like, holy shit, like I texted Semaj and I was like, damn, who's your web developers, man? This stuff is great. And he hits me back with, oh, we designed that shit ourselves. I was like, I was like, dude, what? I was really surprised by that. And I feel a little bit demeaning saying surprised. I was just kind of like, wow, like that's really, these guys are really creating something very cool and professional looking. So yeah, with that being said, I just kind of want to kind of ask you guys, like, where did this come from? How do y'all know each other to start? Because I feel like this was not something that was brewing in 2020 when I sat down with Semaj. So maybe just like tell me where the connection is between the three of you.
Go for it. You can go.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah. So started one silly little day at
All right. He's introing a book.
All right, so I'll say it.
All right, Jose. Yeah, you take the reins, man.
Random words in there. So
Silly little day.
Nah, so we met actually at a music festival. We met at Gov Ball in 2021. It was my first music festival. Emmy had showed me the lineup and everything, and I was like, oh, that'd be cool. That'd be a cool thing to be a part of. He's like, yeah, like there's gonna be a bunch of mosh pits. Like, I'm gonna show you kind of like that scene and everything. And I'm like, yeah, for sure. We hop in, and it was way more than I expected it to be. I think we met Semaj either on the first or the second day.
The second day,
because I think we met him on the second day in the middle of a pit. Emmy stopped him from fighting somebody like 20 minutes after we met. And then we kind of just like I say this pretty much every time this comes up. Like we didn't know that this was gonna happen. Like we didn't meet Semaj and was like, oh yeah, this is exactly what's gonna, right. Like there's a picture on my Instagram of us at that festival, and Semaj isn't tagged in it because I didn't know who he was.
Dude,
you know? Yeah. There's like a whole group picture.
He sent me that photo on Instagram. He was like, yo, bro, like this is like an OG photo. And I'm like looking at it, and I'm like, because that's just like from so long ago. I'm looking at it, and I was like trying to see. I was like, oh, like he's not tagged in it, because like something I'll do when I want to go like make promo posts, or I want to see like just cool stuff. Like one thing that I did for Emmy, no, I promise you I'm not a stalker, but one thing I just did to do some research was just to kind of like look at like what you've been doing, right? And a lot of it was like 175 stuff. So I figured, that's a good thing to talk about. Dude, I went through Semaj's like tagged posts, and that was like not one of them. And then when he sent it to me, I was like, holy shit. So yeah, that's kind of a crazy connection. So what's your connection with Emmy?
So me and Emmy have known each other our entire lives.
His entire life.
My entire life, because I'm a month younger than him. And
right.
So he was
so
yeah. So our families were friends. Or our families were friends.
Families knew each other
growing
our
up.
fathers knew each other specifically.
Yeah. And then his dad actually convinced my parents to come to the US in the first place. So yeah, I mean, he was in the hospital the day I was born. Like he was in like the room when I was born, because our moms were friends as well. So I've known him my entire life.
Well, that's really cool. Like it's kind of extremely random that you guys are able to meet Semaj, but at the same time, when I say that, like it's also not random, because knowing like just having had some conversations with Semaj, like I'm not surprised that you guys were able to connect, because that guy might be getting into fights, but at the same time, he's spreading his positivity elsewhere. If there's 1% negativity, there's 99% positivity from that guy.
Bro, we were walking. I remember after that set, I think it was it might have been a Mine set or Ski Mask set that we saw you first. And he was walking around with his notes app open and just getting everybody's Instagram.
Yeah,
I remember. And I remember putting in my Instagram. I was like, "What the fuck? I'm not gonna remember." And I like, it eventually it came back up. Like it was a cool experience. And then him and Emmy formed more of a connection, just because I was kind of stuck at work a lot. But then from there, I kind of joined in, and we just started rolling from there.
Cool. Well, that's kind of a crazy origin story. A little bit all over the place, but at the end of the day, it all comes back. So, I mean, you kind of touched on it a little bit. You guys said that there wasn't like one thing that I had written down in my notes was was this like an idea that one of you had and then you approached the others with but it seems like when you guys all met, this was just like, okay, we're going to a music festival, we're gonna go ape shit, we're gonna have fun. Where did like the idea to create like a company, create this kind of like creative space come from? Because it's not too often you meet somebody totally random and within a year, within 2 years, your business partners. So kind of describe that process to me. Who kind of approached who with that, and what are your roles each within the company, and how has that kind of changed as time has gone on?
Yeah. So I mean, I wouldn't say any of us came to each other with the idea. It was more so kind of just something that kind of started to build as we got to know each other better. Like I said, me and Jose know each other our whole lives, but this was never something that was like an idea for us. I mean, Jose was going to school at the time. I had dropped out, and I'd started podcasting for a little while, like with a couple of my friends, and
Hey, we all do, man. It happens to all of us.
listen, it's a lot. I mean, listen, it's the best. I love it. And so when I started that, I kind of saw it as like when I dropped out, I'm gonna figure out how to make this work, because I was making YouTube videos when I was little, and like that whole creative field was a part of like my life for so long. And Jose knew this because he was there the whole time, just like as a friend. And then after like the festival thing started happening, I think like, Gov Ball was the first festival I went to with Jose, like you said, and we met Semaj that first festival. I think after that we had gone to like 3 to 4 festivals like together, maybe not like literally together, but Semaj was always there, and obviously me and Jose were going together. So like right after that was Rolling Loud, and then like the next year we went to something else together, and because we knew each other, we kind of just kept like meeting up. I was meeting up with Semaj a lot. We'd go to parties together, we'd go to events together, and it just kind of started to like occur to me and Semaj. I was like, we could be doing this. Like there is nothing that people are doing at the things that we're at, whether they're parties or events or like networking events, like clothing, whatever it is. There's nothing that they're doing that we can't, and I to an extent that we can't do better. So we just kind of kept going, and like Jose said, he was at work a lot. So it started off with me and Samaj just kind of like going out a lot, trying to figure that out. And then eventually like Jose got a little bit of time off work, like he was working a little less consistently, and he started hanging out with us more. And then that's when I think it was right around the time when Jose bought a camera. He was like, I want to try this out. And once Jose got into the whole photography thing, we kind of all like saw something, and it was like, all right, cool. We have something here. We shouldn't just let this like go to waste. Like we should really like give 100% to this. And from there on, it was kind of just like, obviously there were more steps to it, but like that's kind of where I say the beginning is. Like Jose found his creative side. I remember this so specifically. Jose, I don't know if you want to tell this. The way he said it to me was, I've always,
I know exactly what you're gonna say.
I've always thought that people have like always like that everybody wants to be a creative, whether it's a YouTuber or an artist or photographer, but because everybody wants to do it, not many people get the chance, because there's so many people trying to do that, and it's just like a harder like field to get into.
Oversaturated.
Exactly. And it's hard to stand out, because I mean, it's just hard. Yeah. And that day he told me, it was like, it wasn't a situation where I finally understood not everybody wants to do this, and because not everybody wants to do this, my want to do this should only make me want to do it more. And he might have worded it differently, but like that general like,
same sentiment. Essentially, yeah. Like I thought that everybody had creative drive. When I found out that not everybody has a creative drive, and people actually want to be like 9 to 5 and like professionals and like have like a very like cookie cutter life. No offense to anybody, but like I just thought I thought that nobody wanted that necessarily, and
Bums.
everybody bums who are making $100K a year, yeah, like losers, right? But no, I thought that everybody had like everybody had that drive, and if everybody, I'm like everybody has this, it's just safer to go that route. It's safer to go to school and get your degree and do all that, but not everybody has that, and I'm like, oh, I have that. I I have actually multiple creative outlets. I'm like, I'm gonna explore this a little bit. And hey, I'm gonna give it a decent amount of time. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But I mean, so far it's working. So
That's awesome. So Semaj, so I'm just hearing like Emmy and Jose. I think the last time we talked, I think you were planning on going, because we talked right when you graduated high school, like that summer. So, and I think you were attending like just the local college in like where you lived. Are you still attending school, or have you like focused into like your creative fields now?
Yeah, I mean, I am not in school anymore. I kind of got my first little publication run. Was it last February? And I was like, yo, this is the moment, the opportunity that I needed to like kind of just break out of that mold that I was already like not exactly crazy about. And you of all people know how much I finally wanted to break out of that and break into, you know what I mean, what I'm doing now with these guys. So yeah, it's one of those things where like once it happened, I knew it was right for me, and now we're here. So pretty fire.
It's working out pretty damn good, man. In talking about like brands, right? It really just feels like guys, like three like homies who are just living their lives and inviting people to come to it. And if you can be able to do that and make a bag at the same time, I mean that's two best worlds colliding right there. So like tell me a little bit about what you've had to give up a little bit. If you could each tell me a little bit of what you've had to sacrifice.
all right. I think realistically, and this is a thing for the three of us, all three of us are very, very stubborn human beings. Talk if you sat in a conversation with us, when it comes to never come home related things, you would think we hate each other. We would wanted to cut each other's head off with just straight arguments. But we've gotten a lot better at being a lot more productive with our time and with our conversation. I think a big thing that we've had to, or at least I can say for me personally, that I've had to give up is like my ego when it comes to certain things and my stubbornness, because there's a lot of times where I'm sitting there and I'm making something, and I show it to Emmy and Semaj, and they're like, "Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this." And I'm like, "Okay, why don't you fucking do it?" But that's what I like immediately go to, where I'm just like, "No, like I don't like. I like this, you know." But then you sit back and you think about it, and you really think about the words that are coming out of their mouths, and it's like, they're not telling me this to make me feel bad. They're telling me this to help me improve my craft and help me do better. So you sit back, you take the advice, and with every time you take that little bit of advice, you're shooting your ego down a little bit, which is honestly it's a good thing to be able to work with people who are we're like-minded in the sense that we're creative, but we're not we're not we don't think similarly at all, the three of us, like none of us, like, and so that contrast really helps bring out the best of us. I mean, like, if you just take a look at our most recent flyer, like that whole the Shake the Summer, we're throwing a party on June 8th, that flyer went through like 4 or 5 different phases before we landed on the thing that we landed on. And it was frustrating at times, but we landed on something that is, I think I really like it. I think they really like it as well. And it's like, that's the end goal. It might take a little bit longer, but we're reaching it. We're maximizing our creative outlet, if that makes sense.
Yeah, cool. That makes sense.
Yeah, I know. I'm
You
good at
almost
this.
stole mine.
Yeah,
I was like, he asked the question. I had like a few things bouncing around, and I was like, I could go with that. But
so you got to start on this side.
Yo, get this guy on more podcasts. You heard? Like,
how do I even follow that up? That was really good. I think definitely one thing I'll say is I don't know, we're called Never Come Home. We're outside, we're doing this, we're going here, going there. They mentioned like parties, events, all that stuff. But I think we've almost like had to really take into account almost, I think it'd be called like load management. Sometimes it's really easy
All right,
to
cool.
like,
I mean, it's time to retire there, eh?
it's like load management, you know what I mean? Sometimes you have these days or you have these runs of weeks where you just want to like go and like do these things and like bust this out. This guy will like sit up all night, literally, like not sleep, get designs done. And then even if it's on like a party or function front where we're like kind of trying to get out there to see what people are doing, take notes and learn, after a while that does get really exhausting physically, mentally. And yeah, kind of just, you know what I mean, sometimes realizing you gotta like slow it down and kind of just appreciate what you've done, where you've been at, where you're going, what you're about to do. And I think something we've definitely realized, and something we're working on. So yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, you guys killed that.
I mean, Emmy just hasn't sacrificed anything. That
like,
guy.
damn, I should have went first. I should have gone last. Nah, yeah, I mean, sacrifice in every aspect. Like he said, our egos. We can't go out every week, like Semaj said, and on a like one of our biggest things, and I feel like it kind of ties in with the whole argument thing that we have is we're friends, right? And we don't have time to be friends sometimes because every time we see each other, it's like, yo, let's get this done, let's get that done, let's work here, let's work there, and sometimes you just want to be friends with your friends. And I feel like it constantly, sometimes it's negative for the business because we're like, fuck it, let's just play some Xbox, let's just go eat, let's go do this, let's go do that, it doesn't matter, like we can just relax. And there's some moments where it's like bad for our friendship because one of us is just like, yo, like realistically in like a negative way, like it's usually me just going, yo, let's do this, and they're like, yo, let's relax, we've done a lot, and I'm like, and I can't get out of that headspace of just relaxing, and like I need to chill for a second and really take in what we've done, and also just, you know, like whether it's that night, whether it's in retrospect, like everything we've done, just really appreciating it and learning to like relax for a sec, enjoy the friendship that we have. Like that's, I think, the biggest thing for me, because like these are my friends, and like outside of work, I also work with Jose, by the way, on this set, but I also work at the same restaurant as Jose.
Yes.
Like we both work at the same spot. So like even there, like you could ask Jose yesterday, it was just like, yo, I got to get this done, I got these designs coming in, I got this coming in while we're working. Jose is very busy while this is happening, and I'm just saying, they're going, yo, let's do this.
I
Let's
had
do that.
six tables. I had six tables. I was like, Emmy, can you run my drinks? He's like, but so here are the pictures of the new shirt that we're getting, and I'm like, yo,
you know, the worst part is I had like 4 tables. I just was ignoring them.
And I'm like, and I'm putting it in order, and I'm like, yo, can you tell me this in like a couple minutes, just because I'm like, I'm a little busy right now.
Yeah.
They asked for water like 4 times, and Emmy's talking about
you're not getting water. We got shit to do. But yeah, I definitely see that so much that it kind of like, I personally try to work on that a lot, where it's like separate them, because you like, there's going to be sacrifice. There are going to be moments where you just want to chill, you just want to be with your friends, but shit needs to get done because it's due tomorrow. And there's going to, like, vice versa. It's like, yo, we got some time, let's relax. This shit doesn't need to get done right now. Let's enjoy like what we've done and kind of not overwork ourselves. Like he said, load management. We're better off taking a little bit more time and making sure we're friends the whole way than getting to a point where we're no longer friends. And like, yeah, we own a business together and it's successful and we have all this and that, but I can't look at Jose because he gets me tight. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just not something, I don't think any of us want to get to a point where that's what's happening. So yeah, I mean, sacrificing one of the two at whatever time we need to.
Yeah, dude, it sounds like a perpetual group project, you know, like in high school when you like are doing some shit and like, you know, you know how you want to do it, but like everybody else knows how they want to do it, and you're like, I don't know, man. Like I had a physics lab this year where like everybody did their part, and I was like, damn, they all did it so ass, and like I wanted to go back in and do it, like redo everything for them, but I had to restrain myself and like allow collaboration to happen. So yeah, no, I mean, a perpetual group project is what I would call it, except you're doing it with your best friends and you get to make some money. So there's certainly some conflict, but there's also compromise, and Respect the hell out of that. So Semaj, I want to ask you, the last time we talked, you had various things that you had going on. What do you kind of feel like you bring to the table, having some of this business background, having some of this, because I remember you were working with like a collective, you were starting a brand. How does that, what you've learned from that, tie into your role now with Never Come Home?
I mean, just to start, it's weird like thinking about all that stuff because sometimes I forget that it's been a long road to like getting here and really feeling on like kind of like stable ground, you know what I mean? As I think in those positions that I was in like earlier, it's like, yeah, I'm like trying this and I'd like this to work and it'd be cool, but like I don't really know how it's gonna happen, and but it's gonna happen. Um, I will say with this, I wake up every day and I'm like, yo, like I'm working with the right guys, we're doing the right thing, we're taking the right steps. So I think that's the first thing I got to get out. But in those kind of situations, I definitely feel like I bring some experience, but I also think on the other hand, I was very young and it took failure in those situations to be able to kind of like hold down my part here. Whether it's like sometimes I'll be like, hey guys, maybe we should look at it in this lens. And they're like, oh, like I didn't see it that way. You know what I mean? And it's whether we run with it or not, it's kind of just like Jose mentioned before, and Emmy also mentioned, it's kind of just that like three different personalities, three different experiences, and even like three different kinds of inspirations. You know what I mean? A lot of the time, Emmy will like reference something that like the Sidemen have done because that's kind of the source of his inspiration. Meanwhile, I'm looking at like kind of the ASAP Mob and like that kind of way.
Okay, so sorry. The difference between you saying I look at some like I love the Sidemen and there are inspirations.
Okay, but like
the ASAP Mob and the Sidemen in the same
like
sentence.
Group Collective.
No, you're right. I put them on the same level, but like,
all right, whatever. But I think
it's fucking funny. It's fucking funny.
Okay, I mean, I'm taking inspiration from season 2, episode 31,
but
Ash takes.
I don't know. I think we like.
Hey, bro gets down and he whips open the Game Boy Cube, runs some Emerald a little bit.
That's the source of inspiration.
That is right.
As you can see, three very different interests and individuals that come together to.
I'd like to say I'm the most interesting.
Crazy.
But yeah,
I want to be time with the creator.
whatever.
I want to catch them all.
That's me. Right? I did.
My mind back on the right track. You know, there's a difference between having an Instagram page and posting cool shit and, you know, saying inspirational stuff and then actually executing and like hosting an event and having people come and buy tickets to come to an event. Talk to me about how like your first event. So on your website, the first event was your Never Come Home 1 studio session, right? What have you learned in the process and how did you kind of curate that first get together?
Yeah, the first one was a so Semaj had this idea a while ago, which hopefully we execute one day, about having a like 24-hour studio session in a music studio and just having a bunch of our like musician friends coming through and just making, whether it's an album, a couple songs, just like having a bunch of people like throughout the day come in and out, just really like work on some like a cool project. And this was right around like Jose getting into like studio shooting. So I think either me or Jose brought up the idea of doing that, but in a photo studio. So 24 hours, but you know, you have people come in and out and you're getting pictures taken, you're getting like video shoots done, things like that. And then we like after like kind of developing that idea a little bit, we came down to the idea of providing like people who maybe don't have the same resources as us to go get like models who want to go get like shoots done for themselves, or like we had our friend DJ who wanted like a couple shots for him and his DJ business, but that kind of turned into providing something for people who maybe aren't in the same situation where they can get that. And like the process of getting it done was, honestly, it's not as complicated as it sounds. I think we just made it more complicated than it was. It really was just like book a studio, post about having free slots, and then we just divided them into like 30-minute slots or 45 minutes, I think it was, like a couple 45-minute slots, and just had people come through and like get their pictures taken. Jose was killing it the whole time. He was taking pictures of everyone. Semaj was doing really well, like on a socials aspect. He was making sure like, you know, we got everything captured social on the socials aspect. And then from like the logistics standpoint, I think like lighting and stuff like that I was there with Jose the whole time, making sure like if he needed lighting or if he needed this or if he needed that. I also delivered food. You know, I was doing all like the backup stuff. But yeah, I do definitely think that like that first event really gave us that like urge to like, all right, bro, we got to keep going. Like this felt good. Like we gave, like, I think one of the biggest things I've always said with Never Come Home is everything we do has like we give back in some way, whether it's like free studio sessions, whether it's like at another one of our events where we had our like friends like and like different photographers pictures on the wall while everyone came through to party. We just want to give back, and I think it gave us that first feeling of like we did it, we did well. How do we do this like better? Like how do we keep going? Like what's next? You can ask Semaj because he's heard it firsthand. I'll get back from a day full of very, very like intricate trying to figure this out, trying to figure that out, running this event, running that event. And as soon as the day ends, I'm like, all right, cool, what's next? Because it's just you're on this high of like everything went well, everything feels good. How do I keep going? But yeah, and I mean that was just the first event. We kept going from there.
Yeah, and I think to follow that up, one thing we did learn off of that is kind of it's still I would definitely say it's a 3-part kind of thing, but we definitely realized kind of like establishing roles and kind of figuring out like, okay, when we are planning an event, you know what I mean, what is each person on? What are we really pushing? What is each person really doing? And kind of like making sure that everyone is on that specific task and doing it to their 100% to ensure that success for all 3 of us. Yeah, it's pretty cool. You killed it. You killed it.
Thank you.
Thanks
I
for
mean,
delivering food.
Yeah, then we also I mean we all of our events have been centered around the idea that like we want to give back in some way or another. You know, I think the next event was the food drive party, no?
Yeah.
Where we Semaj had the idea to throw a party, but you get like discounted tickets if you
Originally
bring.
it was like a toy drive. It was right around Christmas.
It was originally it was a toy drive, but then we turned it into a food drive. But yeah, where you get if you bring 2 or 3 cans of food, you get you get the discounted price on your ticket. So you get to go have fun, you get cheap tickets, and you get the feeling to give back all together in a little package. And then, you know, I think we got like over like 300 cans of food delivered. It was great. It was, you know,
That's awesome. Okay.
And I mean, my favorite part about it is the fact that we're going to be giving away 2 golf ball tickets, 3-day golf ball tickets. So,
oh my God, we're giving away go ball tickets.
And so kind of segueing into June 8th, is it Shake the Summer or I might have said that.
Okay,
Summer.
yeah, that's correct.
All right. Talk to me about it. You guys did a little bit of a promo rollout. June 8th was Emmy's profile picture for quite some time. Now, I think all of your profile pictures are the promo post for this event that you guys are hosting. Talk to me about it. What's going to happen for all 6 people that watch this? What can they expect at your next event? And what are you guys doing that is cool and fucking different, and why should you buy a ticket?
Well, for starters, it is a like almost like a what would you call it? The next, I don't know what the word is for that. Or like it's the next, like it's the second episode, I guess.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
it's
the sequel.
The sequel. There you go. Big words for Elmo. It's a sequel to like the first party we threw in January called Shake the World. It was the first like big like standalone event. Like the food drive event was with a couple of our friends like at Lust Hill and Vengeance. But that one was the first one on our own. And that's the one where I said we kind of put on our photographer friends and we had them on the wall. It's kind of a sequel to that. It's a summer kickoff event. We're doing it with our friends at Elysian and After Party, and we're kind of like same idea. It's a party. It's you come, you enjoy yourself. But I think our like the most exciting thing is the fact that one, we get to put on a bunch of our friends that are DJs, some of them that are smaller, and kind of just give them a platform to really show a crowd what they're capable of. People like Jenna. I don't know what Jenna's DJ name is, but what's Jenna's
It's
Instagram?
like Jenba.
Jenba. I think her name is DJ Jenba.
But like her Instagram's like at Jenna Klenovich or something. I don't know. I can tab you into that.
Yeah. Connor. I don't know what her Instagram is. They have very complicated Instagrams. Or what's the
Pure Blatt, Jason.
Pure Blatt. Like some of them, and then some of our old friends like Jaden Vengeance, DJ Mikey's gonna be headlining. TJ McCarthy, he's also part of Elysian, but he's gonna be like closing out the night. It's just like a way to really put our friends on. I think that's the goal, like I said, with everything. And I mean, my favorite part about it is the fact that we're going to be giving away 2 golf ball tickets, 3-day golf ball tickets. So
oh my God, we're giving away golf ball tickets.
We're giving away golf ball tickets.
Oh my God, wait, can I sign up?
Can I sign? What? No.
Why?
Can I go to
No, you're the one giving it away.
Wait, I want to go ball ticket.
He's like, can I sign up?
We'll talk about this after.
What do you mean we'll talk about this?
We'll talk about this after.
You're the
He's a
one paid
working
to
man,
give it away.
bro. He's got priorities, man. Spending money on tickets is not.
You just dropped an NCH bomb. What is it? The Woj bomb? NCH
A Woj bomb. It's a
Yeah,
Woj
yeah.
bomb, bro.
All right. Well, we're gonna have to clip that, and that's gonna have to go on every social media.
Oh, 100%, 100%. All you got to do is make sure, obviously, you're following all 3 of the pages, and then buy a ticket to Shake the Summer. And at that event, I'm trying to convince them to let me put a big projector with a spinning wheel on the wall.
I say we do raffle tickets.
Raffle tickets are boring and old.
I say we get 1 egg and we just throw it at somebody in the crowd, and that's the person that won.
See, this is why we don't let him decide how we give away stuff.
I just think
Gregor's gonna start fighting.
Semaj, I know you got one of those like T-shirt cannons from the.
That's
devil.
what I'm saying.
Put the egg in a T-shirt. Let it rip.
Remember the callback to
whoever catches the ticket.
We were talking about how this was established, and we were like, yeah, me and Emmy, like we kind of like chopped it up. That idea is like a prime example.
It's a Jose idea. It's putting it in an egg and throwing it in a crowd and watching people just fight to the death.
That'd be so funny.
Jose, I think basically what they're saying is like, this is why we don't associate with this loser. Hey, Jose, I'm going to save you from getting ragged on. I want to talk about you a little bit, okay? So I did not know that you just started taking photos like recently. Like if you told me that, I would have said no. But because you confirmed it to me, I believe it. Like, where did you learn how to take photos? I mean, obviously, I feel like you pick it up with the thing, but like the photos on the page are extremely professional. The lighting is beautiful. How did you get there from? I mean, when did you start taking photos? 2021, 2022?
So the first time that I used my camera was May 14th last year. Because I had
oh my god,
I actually had I had brought my my camera to a Rex Orange County concert, and I was very excited to see him. This is prior to him getting canceled. Yeah, I was very excited to see him, and I brought my camera, and nobody said anything. I didn't even know that there were rules that you couldn't bring cameras into places or whatever. But the Forest Hill Stadium allowed it. They just let me in. So I brought my camera in. I just pushed through the crowd like I was used to when it came to like pits and everything. People were mad at me, whatever, it happens. And I took so many pictures. I took probably, I would say, around 2,000 photos.
Shit.
And because to me it was like, oh, I mean, like one of these has to be good, right? Eventually, like, or like if I have to, I can move some stuff around. I can learn how to use Photoshop, how to use Lightroom. And so I did exactly that. I took 2,000 pictures. I went through all of them. It took me about 4 hours to go through all of them because I didn't know what I was looking for. Then I found about 4 pictures that I liked. I'm so serious. I found 4 pictures that I liked. And I went through and I kept them I just kept them in a folder, and I didn't touch them for about 3 weeks because I was so scared to start using Lightroom. I was scared to like it for me. I have this thing where like it's tough for me to start things. It's really, really tough for me to just take that step because not knowing frustrates me. And I want to skip to the part where I already know. But eventually one day I sat down and I edited a single picture from Maximum Shiny, and I just went through and I edited it for maybe like 5-6 hours. And it's like the one of him sitting kind of like at a piano, and you see like kind of like a blue background, like a spotlight on him. He's wearing like that orange jumpsuit and everything. And I'm like, and that picture, it took me so long. Now, if I look at that picture, it'd take me maybe 5 to 6 minutes to edit. But at the time, I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know what I was looking for. And yeah, I liked it. So I posted it. I was like, this is kind of fun. So I applied for an internship at a media company. Got the internship, got a couple concerts here and there. And then Semaj put me on with So actually to take pictures of Smino. And I was like, that's a big jump. Like just taking pictures from like going from being in the middle of a crowd to getting a media pass to a Smino show. I was like, okay, cool. I'll do that. From there, Semaj also got me a media pass for Made in America. And then the multimedia company that we were working with put on a show for this artist called Black Odyssey, and he posted my picture on his account, and it felt good. I mean, like I was just kind of rolling. Little by little, I just kind of started building my portfolio. I was taking my camera to different events and whatnot, not just concerts. And then come November, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna. It's been long enough. I feel like I could just put myself in a studio. I watched a 15-minute video on how studio lighting works, and I just tried to put it together until I was like something's got to work here. Yeah, that's what happened, and now I'm here, and I'm like, oops, I have a lot of pictures. I actually just posted today.
I saw that too, actually.
Posted a dump. I really like that. I re-edited that first picture that's on the screen was from our studio session. One of my friends, one of my longtime friends, she has a roommate, and they do a lot of makeup work. So we got together. They put together a whole like kind of like idea for this photo shoot, and put the model, her name is Joanny, in like this kind of like dress like Barbie doll type thing, and I really liked it. And then I went back, I re-edited the picture. I like the way that second edit came out then a lot more than the first one. But yeah, you can even see like my progression in editing. If you look at that picture and you look at the other photos, that it's just the other pictures are very poorly edited. But hey,
evolution.
Yeah.
So you just said like Semaj put you on to like you got you a back or not, what am I saying? Media pass to Smino, media pass to other people. So Semaj, how the hell do you do it, man? I mean, I go and look at, we hadn't talked for a while, and then I open your Instagram, and then boom, it's fucking you and Tyler, the creator. I'm like, what? I'm like, what the hell's going on? And I scroll a little bit farther, and I see boom, like there's you and Jaden Smith. Like that's something that we had talked about, how you were trying to, was it Misfits? Is that what it, yeah, you were working with Misfits, this and a brand that Jaden associated with, and you told me, you were like, he's one of your biggest inspirations. You said that about Tyler too. And then here you are a year and a half later, fucking standing with them, talking to them, having conversations. It's not a fan meetup. This is like, these guys are talking to you. And then just, you are kind of, you hold the social media outreach role with Never Come Home, right? How have you built these connections? How have you established yourself in kind of this community that you're a part of, that New Jersey, New York community, it's to create these relationships? Where is it coming from?
I mean, the short-term answer to that, and these guys will probably tell it to you, they've mentioned it before, I kind of just stick my phone out at people when we go out, and we have like a 2-minute good conversation. I'm like, yo, like, what's your Instagram? What do you do? This You know what I mean? And like I say that kind of as a joke, but not really as a joke. I think um I just like talking to people and I like connecting with people. And I think there's a lot more that meets the surface to certain people when you really just kind of like get past that whole like weird, awkward phase of like you asking about their life and like them kind of telling it back to you and then asking that like forceful, like, how about you? What do you do? Like, and I think after a while, I started really using the fact that I'm in New York City more often than not, like one of the most creative places in the world, um, to my advantage. And I'm like, yo, I walk down the street and I see these people with like dope outfits, and I like kind of just ask them about their outfits and like even just like scrolling through Instagram and seeing new things and seeing new people. And I'm like, whoa, like this is dope. You know what I mean? I think that eventually this can be of some sort of use and like asset to me. And it's funny. A lot of the time, whether it's with these guys, whether it's with After Party, um, even just in like work sense, it'll be like something will come up and it's like, yo, I kind of want to do this. Like I'm thinking about doing this. Like, how do I make this happen? I'm like, yo, you got to talk to this person. You got to talk to this person. I can connect you with this person. So I think, I don't know, after a while of kind of just being outside and being myself and wanting to talk to everyone and everything, those connections kind of just stack up and come useful after a while. You know what I mean? Just having a fun time.
That's dude. It's pretty cool. I mean, I don't know, like just having listening back to the conversation we had in 2020 and like listening to some of the things that you told me, some of your aspirations, some of your goals, and then watching you like just like do it. You know, that's it's always cool to see somebody like I don't even want to say like manifest, because manifest feels like you like think something and then it happens. It's like you worked your ass off to like get into those positions, and it's definitely cool to see that. So a little bit more on the business side. Let's talk about expansion. Let's talk about what are the goals. Like obviously Never Come Home is the three of you trying to give back, the three of you trying to be creative. But where does this kind of tie into business?
And to give you an idea, the way I've gotten a lot, I think we all have, but the way I've always answered the question of like, what do you think like Never Come Home is going to be in the future? It's like the only like companies that I see in the same realm as us are the companies like Disney and Amazon and like in that like
Worldwide,
big like worldwide, we do everything. Disney is a production company. They make clothing, they make music. I'm sure they own a couple music labels. That same idea. It's like I think we all want to get to a point where we can do it all. I think we want to do it all. We understand that trying to do it all now maybe isn't the best idea, so we're taking our time, making sure we like get every little thing done right before we move on to the next one. But our goal is to eventually like have a production company. Like we want to be able to like look at our friends and go, yo, you make amazing movies, you're an amazing screenwriter. Here, this is what you need to get a movie made. Let's get it made. Same thing on a music front, like a bunch of our really talented friends who are like amazing musicians. It's like I want to be able to look at you and go, here, make an album, and when we'll have it like distributed for you. That's the goal ultimately, to really every market and every like lane of creativity to just go down it. I mean, I'm obsessed with clothing. I mean, everything about like designing clothing is so interesting to me. And even now we're working with some people who go to FIT and just trying to figure out how to like really make a clothing brand out of what we do. It's the same idea. I mean, we want to do it all. We want to this is our lives. This is what we want to be our lives for the rest of our lives, you know? Like this is our careers now. And it is, yes, it's a small business right now, but I think I see it already as something that's going to be as competing with the likes of the big dogs in the industry, like the Disneys, the Amazons, the people who do it all. That's the goal, you know.
And what steps have you guys taken? Because every company, every business, and anything starts crawling right before it's running. How are you guys expanding from just kind of your inner circle, your friend group, maybe some people from your outer circle, your ellipse, whatever the fuck that is. How are you expanding? What are you doing to market yourselves? Obviously the social media page, the website is great, but outside of just that, how are you getting clicks? How are you getting people to see what you're doing?
I think first, social media is very important to that, but I think after a while, um word of mouth is extremely important, and like the value of word of mouth has not been lost, I think, in a creative sense at all. I think over time we've constantly, since like we've decided to do this, it's been like a, like we want to do something, we want to figure something out, and people have almost like referred us as like, Never Come Home, there's like event throwing, they can take photos, comes down to like videography, you know what I mean? And like, Mikey's not sitting here with us, but he's a huge part of this also, in the sense of like DJing, you know what I mean? It's like we're thinking about an event and he's always the first name that comes to mind. So I just want to like give him his flowers real quick, because he's definitely not lost in all of this. But yeah, I think that's the short answer. And honestly, to go back to the question that you asked before, um, from the first day that we kind of like came up with the name of Never Come Home, um, Emmy's like, I want you guys to think about this as the rest of your life. And he probably says that to us at least once a week.
Once a day.
Once
a day.
Yeah, once a
day.
day.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what I mean?
Kind of remind them,
saying it before this call, saying it during the interview, and actually now
after when
after
we're done, I'm gonna say it again.
So
he's gonna text me at 3 a.m. He's gonna send a voice memo and be like, yo, Never Come Home is all of us, bro.
It's our lives. This is our lives.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to say that real quick, just because I think it might be a situation where maybe me and Jose caught wind of that a little bit later, where it's kind of like, oh, we're like we're going out and doing dope things, but Emmy has definitely like forced that mentality onto all of us for the better. I think it's like pushed us a lot harder in like certain senses, where it's like maybe a few months ago, it's like we wouldn't have like pushed to do something a little bit faster, like push to reach out to this person, or maybe have not sent that text to kind of like follow up. But I think when you really like put in terms of like, like we're building something here, and we're I even just look at the Instagram account, look through the website, is like you can see progression in like events, social media, Jose's photos, Jose's editing, you know what I mean? So it's like we're taking the steps to build something eventually to the likes of like that Disney, that Amazon, that whatever the case may be. But we are being constantly reminded that like the only way to make that happen is to be constantly reminded that we got to treat it that way. So
I would say another big thing that we have to do is, since we're focusing mostly on clothing and on event throwing. Our clothing we're trying to make as unique as possible. You'll see that with our upcoming designs, they're very creative. It's stuff that I will say I've never seen before. And I think they would agree. But when it comes to events, it's the idea of giving back. I think the idea of giving back, and the idea of making it a little bit different. Like we said before, field is very saturated. So in that case, what can we do to make our party, in this case, stand out? Oh, well, we can put on a bunch of people that you're not going to see at every venue, that you're not going to see at every party in the New York Underground. We're going to have we're diversifying. It's not just a party. We have a couple other things going on there. And then we also have, you also have the chance to win a gut ball ticket, just that last part. I might be able to get to a festival for free for just buying a ticket on this for this event. Fuck yeah, I'm gonna go. And that incentivizes people to come to our events. Next time they see our name, I wonder what they're doing this time. And that and very easily, you're gonna, if you could get a free gut ball ticket, how many times are you just or like how many people are you just gonna get a ticket to this party? You can get a free ticket to a gut ball. Like that, just that making our content extremely shareable.
Yeah, I think to to follow up on that, you kind of started in the introduction. It's kind of like three dudes kind of just, you know what I mean, like turning up, marketing almost a lifestyle. I think that's the big thing about this is, you know what I mean, we're not necessarily like sitting here and trying to like sell you something every single time. We're not trying to like shove a product down your throat, but we're kind of, like you said, you know, we're going to do our thing and like get outside and go crazy and have fun or whatever the case may be. Come along, you know what I mean? Come for the ride, like see what it's all about. I think that's like a key component to this is like when you're constantly trying to say like buy this, purchase this, support this. People after a while are going to get tired of it. When you say like, hey, we're doing this, we're going to be here. We want you to be here. We want you to do this with us. We want to show you this side of New York, New Jersey, pull you into something you've never seen before. It's like, oh, whoa, I actually feel like I'm never come home. I feel like I'm part of this. I feel like I hang out with these guys all the time and I do what they do. And I think that's a difference. You know what I mean? You're building that community, you're building that lifestyle, and eventually the sales and all of that other stuff will transition to that. But that's the key component of it.
Dude, it's like every time I fucking listen to you talk or like I hear or like I look at a post or I look at the website, I'm like, dude, you know, what's the cheapest ticket to come out to New Jersey right fucking now? You know what I'm saying? Like,
We're ready for you. We're
you,
ready for
what
you.
you
It's not
said,
that far of a drive.
marketing
It's
a
not that far of a
lifestyle,
drive.
dude. It's like,
Texas.
what'd you say?
It's not that far of a drive.
Hey, I
Oh,
drove to
man, you'll make it
Minnesota last summer, so I got it in me. No, dude, but like seriously, if I can get an opportunity to come up there sometime in the near future, I'd absolutely love to just kind of experience what you guys do and live the lifestyle that you guys are marketing because it's really dope. I mean, I was texting Semaj about it, dude. I'm like this fucking like big city suburban kid from Texas, you know, like what do we do here? I like go to school, I come home, I eat dinner, I go to sleep, and then I go to school again, you know, like I look at that kind of stuff and I'm like, man, like it's like oozing creativity, man. Like it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Okay. So I feel like we talked about the business. We've talked about the evolution. We've talked about the start. We've talked about some of your personal attributes. I think this is really like an important thing. This is one that I really wanted to kind of like wait until a little bit later on to talk about and kind of finish off the podcast with. I want to talk about music, guys. I want to talk about what it means to the brand. I want to talk about what it means to each of you, and I want to talk about how you know who influences you in that space, and yeah, like I just want to talk about music and how it ties into your everyday life, how it ties into the brand, how it ties into the future. So if you know, you guys can all chime in one by one, but I definitely like to hear how it's impacted each of you and kind of who your people are in the music scene that you enjoy listening to.
You start.
You want me to start?
Yeah, go left to right.
Damn, music has been a part of my life for so long. My whole dad's side of the family, they're all musicians, like more classical shit, you know, like playing the cello and shit like that, and composing. My dad is actually the only one in his family who doesn't like do music, which is really ironic. But yeah, it's like music has been a part of my life, my entire life. I did like from when I was young. I mean, obviously my parents would play music in the car while we were going to church or stuff like that, and it was just like Hispanic music that was like really like I can listen to now. It's just like that was my childhood. I got into martial arts when I was young, and I did a form of martial arts.
That was because of me. It was. You
He
can't say it
his ass
wasn't.
up, huh?
That was because of me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He started a couple of days before me. So
Couple days, like it was like 2 months.
Cap.
It was
We
not.
were both.
No.
We were both in regular clothes one day.
And what?
We were both in regular clothes one of those days.
Y'all could be
No, that's
siblings,
not
and I
true.
would not be surprised.
That's not true. I literally it was
Welcome to
it was
Never
like
Come
he's.
He's chatting.
That's I'm not
he's
chatting.
chatting,
I'm
he's
telling the
chatting,
truth.
he's chatting,
I'm
he's
telling the
chatting,
truth. It was like
he's
2 months,
chatting.
and he didn't want to join
Anyways,
at first, and then
the worst part is it like him. No, shut up. So
you didn't even say the worst part.
shut up.
Okay.
Leave me alone. No, he's chatting, bro. I did think something called XMA, Extreme Martial Arts, where you do a bunch of cool flips and shit, but you do it all to music, and that was another big part of like me trying to just like learning about music and learning about different types of music. And then after that, it was like one after the other, my friend was like, yo, let's make a beat together. And I was like, all right, cool, let's make a beat. And it's like, that never went anywhere, but it was fun. My other friend was playing the guitar. I'm like, this is cool. I bought a ukulele, tried learning how to play the ukulele. That didn't go far, but it was fun. And on like a listening standpoint, it was just like, it was one of those things where like, as time went on, I opened the doors to more and more types of music. I used to exclusively listen to like rap music and like that genre of music, and then like I started listening to a little more pop, and then I started listening more like alternative. Jose always listened to a different type of music than I did, so I started listening to that type of music and got me into a bunch of things. And I mean, I think now I look at music as like an inspiration in every way. I mean, I put on music when I take a shower. I put on music when I like whatever it is. There's like everyone knows this. You can't drive your car without music. Like, well, he doesn't really drive a car because he doesn't have a car or a license.
No vroom vroom. No vroom vroom for me.
No license to vroom vroom.
No wallet to put the license.
I
in.
got a
Oh, he
Superman
finally got a wallet, bro.
No.
He's so happy. Look at his wallet.
No,
That is
wait. You have your
fire.
license, Semaj?
No,
No,
Why?
this wallet is this is a paper mache wallet. This
It
it's
is.
unbreakable though. It doesn't rip.
I'll put my
I could
Superman wallet. No,
Neither,
please.
neither
I
is
could
mine,
definitely-
bro.
Dang.
You got the cars and shit. You see, he's an adult.
I turned 21 next week and
When did you turn 18?
Next weekend?
next week.
Next
well,
week.
actually,
Yeah, next weekend.
less than 7 days.
Whoa.
Next Monday. Yeah.
You turned 21 on it would be lit if you guys threw a party for if Shake
No.
the Summer was Semaj's 21st.
No, thank you. No,
We
thank
threw
you.
a
It's
party
okay.
for him last year. He only gets one every 2 years.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He gets one every 4 years. It's like
It's
every
like a
leap year
thing.
every leap year he gets a party.
But yeah, I look at music now as like a form of therapy. I think I went through a rough patch and music was there. I got out of that rough patch and music was there. It just calms me down. It hypes me up. Depending on what I'm doing, it's like the perfect song can change my feeling completely. Like playing basketball, but then playing basketball with music on feels better. Playing soccer with music on feels better. Like, you know, it just kind of I don't see a negativity to music. I think there's only positivity. Yeah, there's some genres I don't like, but it's just like everything about it just kind of boosts my want to be creative, my want to like explore new things, like everything about music.
Cool.
Good answer, Emmy. Good job. I like that.
Good answer. Good answer. Good answer.
I like how
Guys,
we
don't
tied that
go.
all
Do you want
back
me to
into
go?
martial arts.
What's up? Sorry.
I like how we circled that back to martial arts.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Thank you.
Music is pretty cool. I like music.
That's it.
essentially-
Good job, Semaj. Yeah.
Evie, what you're telling me is like if Jose had never got you in the gym to do some martial arts, you'd just be like driving with no music on and shit.
That's crazy.
That's exactly what I said. Yeah. That's almost like
I did that.
he did that.
I am never
Yeah,
come
yeah.
home.
Thank you, by the way, because now he's never gonna let that go.
Yeah.
According to you, he is the reason I listen to music now.
That sounds about right.
I mean, no music festival, no Never Come Home. So that's one thing. But I think I don't know, I like writing about music. I write a lot about music. I talk a lot about music. Almost all of my inspirations in like a creative field are musicians and are primarily musicians. So I think yeah, music is probably one of the biggest things in my life. You know what I mean? Emmy said it, but like you do everything with music, it's kind of just always there, no matter what feeling you are feeling at that time. And there's always something to fit exactly that feeling. But I think between these guys, I've definitely learned a lot about music. Emmy's got me into like some UK shit that I wasn't really up on before I like really became friends with him, and we'd like drive around and shit. I'm sitting here like taking notes on on what he's cooking. So
He's them Dave tings.
He'd be
Yeah.
driving around.
It's them Dave tings.
oh yeah, he's the driver.
He be driving.
He be
Oh
driving.
yeah. I drive
Um,
everywhere.
But yeah, I think like even with that, we weren't even like even before we were like Never Come Home. We had like this playlist, the Slaps playlist, where we kind of just like threw a shit ton of music on there, and we'd like collaborated.
That needs to get updated.
Yeah.
The slash or they never go. No, they never come home. Oh wow, that needs to get
Well,
updated.
yeah.
Ooh.
We had the slaps playlist, and then like now we have the Never Come Home like essentials playlist, which is kind of like a cool thing to look back on and think about. Yeah, I don't know. Music is cool. Yay, love music. Music brings people together.
Good job, Semaj.
Yeah.
Sorry, you weren't done. My bad.
Yeah, music brings a lot of like energies out of people, which I think is very important. You know what I mean? You look at our parties, our events, there's like one song and like some trumpets that play that will like turn wherever we are upside down. Kind of just the power of music and that like that feeling that you get, and that collective and community feeling that we're going for, and we're doing that through music. And yeah, there it is. Oh, I gotta keep the mic like centered in front of me, or it get like
that song. The Family Ties played before we got on stream, and I told Emmy, he was like, he needs to skip the song, or else I'm gonna punch the mic. Like I'm gonna go stupid.
I switched it right before the beat dropped. I was afraid he's gonna break my mic.
Yeah, I can't break his mic. Music. Personally, I will say it's been weird for me. When I was growing up, my parents are very religious, so I never really got to listen to. I don't have like a lot of I don't dabble a lot in older music because my parents never like showed me anything. You know, like the older people in my life never really put me onto any type of music. Everything was just like hymns and stuff, and so like I didn't care for music for a very long time. And then I would say,
does that mean that I put him onto music for him to put me onto martial arts, for him to put me onto music?
No.
I win.
So I win. So what ended up really getting me more into music was just, honestly, I got a dog, and I was really bored when I would walk my dog, and so I'm like, I'm gonna listen to something while I walk my dog. So I downloaded Pandora
Pandora is crazy.
Yeah, I downloaded Pandora at like 12, 13 years old, and I was just listening. I just listened to stuff. I didn't know what I was listening to, but then I came across a couple artists, and I was like, oh, I like this station. Let me make a station out of this song, and let me make a station out of this song, and slowly it developed me into the music taste that I have now. Originally it was I'm not gonna lie, it was like pretty much exclusively Logic and Childish Gambino when I first started listening. I didn't know what I was listening to. Then I kind of started listening to a little bit more of like The Script, and I'm not gonna lie, like Imagine Dragons, and all that. But it was literally just like I would go, and I took on the responsibility of walking my dog, and I'd walk him for like an hour at a time, just so that I could go on a walk and just listen to whatever song I wanted to listen to, or like whatever album I wanted to listen to at the time. And then like slowly I found my favorite artist of all time, Mac Miller. And so I found him like when in probably like 2013, 2014, something like that. And man is on repeat, like like all the time, always. I take a lot of inspiration from that. I take a lot of inspiration from like I said, like Donald Glover. And then slowly I started to diversify my music taste as well. I went into like indie pop and whatnot, and then I just kind of like indie music, and then I started listening to a lot more rock. And as of right now, I would say I'm kind of diving back into like the history of music, and I'm listening to a lot more like 90s artists and like R&B, and I for some reason developed like this really like this love for jazz. Like I listen to so much jazz. But yeah, no, like it's quite the journey, and it was weird because I think I have a unique taste where a unique situation where my taste was not built off of anybody else. It was just kind of like what I found. And it could have gone 1,000 different ways, it just happened to go the way that lined me up well enough to be with these guys. So
I don't know. Music has just seemed to be a connector for so many things, with Semaj in particular. And so I was just kind of wondering, with Never Come Home, and when I watched the videos in your on the website, right? It's like music is always happening. People are always vibing or turning up. Like when you guys are going crazy, it's because of music. You know, you're not like it's. I guess it'd be kind of weird to go crazy. Just like
No music.
surfing.
No
Yeah.
music. It's a thing, guys. No music. All right.
See, we don't want to tear Emmy's. We've done it before. We've definitely gone crazy.
I hit my head on one of the streams. If there's definitely a VOD of that, I hit my head super hard on the ceiling in one of the streams.
We've jumped around and done some very silly things
in this room.
Yeah, it's really bad.
No, when you said the trumpets, dude, I immediately wanted to start humming, but like I wanted to let you finish your thought. And then you started humming it, and I was like, okay, I got it. I know what I'm talking about.
That is like for some reason between the three of us, and then like our that little like extended circle. It's like we hear that song, and it's like see red, like go to the fucking moon. Like that's what it is.
I mean, I'd credit it to Keem at Terminal 5.
Yeah.
I think it was like one of the first it was the first show in like a chain of shows that weekend. Well, no, it was the last show in a chain of shows that weekend that we kind of all went to. We went to
That was the middle one.
Oh, it was the middle one.
Amine.
Yeah, we went to Amine, then we went to
Keem,
Keem,
and then it was Tyler.
and then we went to Tyler. And it was like the beginning of me and Jose's kind of like bender on
we didn't even talk about that.
Yeah, we went on like we went to like a lot of shows in a year. Like a lot.
Way too many. We went to Europe.
We went to Europe. Went to like
really.
Went to 2 different festivals in Europe. We went to a festival in LA. We went to Miami. We went to Philly. We went to where else?
New York, DC.
Well, yeah, obviously went to New York a couple times. DC.
There were shows in between as well.
Yeah, like small shows, but yeah, we like I think the beginning of that was that Keem Terminal 5 show. 175 was a big part of that because they like shout out Wale. He's another huge inspiration, but the way like they marketed it was very like, yo, this show's gonna be huge. Like, be there, wear your 175 gear. He came into the city. He's from London. He came into the city. He like had a photo shoot, did everything, and it was just like that song at that show resonated with us so much that we kind of just stuck with it and we started playing it everywhere. And I mean,
yeah, I think we've just now kind of started moving away from it. Like I was like, we were making the Posh link for Shake the Summer. I'm like, I want to put Family Ties on this so bad, but like it doesn't really like fit the vibe, you know what I mean? We're in a new era. I opted to put Pink Panthers and Ice Spice, which I think was a great call.
I was shaking ass to the post.
So it's like, you know what I mean? That song, you look at like all of our events, all of our little stuff, you know what I mean? That is there, like us going crazy to that. So definitely shout out Kendrick and Keem whenever they watch this in a few years. And Never Come Home is working with them.
Hell yeah.
Neverfest.
Neverfest with Kendrick would be crazy.
Neverfest, bro.
Neverfest.
Right, you're saying it now. That's why I love shit like this, is because random shit you say as a joke, maybe not even to your friends, or just like a thought.
It's not a joke.
Right.
No, yeah,
Neverfest is happening, just not
like honestly, like it's like it'll happen.
We sit here and like the most wild and outlandish shit that you can think of has probably come up in conversation for Never Come Home to like make happen. Like, I don't know. It's sometimes it's like, all right, let's be for real right now. Like we cannot do this in 6 months or 5 months. But I think I am so lucky to have people who are like, yo, I want to like take over the world. And it's like, that's what it's all about at the end of the day.
Dr. Difference merch. Let's start with the tri-state.
To the moon. But yeah, we've been cooking some crazy shit, and we're gonna do some crazy shit one day. So Kendrick and Keem, Neverfest, few years.
Hell yeah.
Someone's got a headline.
Yeah.
Someone's got a headline.
All right, fellas. So as I'm kind of wrapping up here, I kind of want to just kind of talk to you, each of you, on like a personal level. We've talked about goals for Never Come Home, but I wanted to ask each of you what a couple of your personal goals are. And that could be related to Never Come Home, your role, whatever you want to do. But just in terms of just you personally, and you know, if it's away from the brand, that's fine. I just want to hear what you have to say about yourself and where you want to be in 6 months, where you want to be in a year, 2 years, 5 years. Because I did that with Semaj last time, and I feel like looking at that 2 years later, it's a really cool thing to have, to look back on yourself saying where you want to be, and then in the future looking at yourself being there, seeing yourself say you want to be there. So I'm going to start with you, Jose. It could be one big one, it could be one small one, whatever you got. Let me know, man.
I definitely want to. I guess I want to complete my definition of success, and I have a very cut and dry definition. If I'm able to financially take care of myself, my future family, and my current family, and have enough money to do that comfortably, that is my definition of success, and that's what I want to complete, I guess, long term. If it like realistically, like if I'm able to fit that definition, I know that I will be happy, because I know that my parents work really hard to give me the option to do whatever I want. And I want to be able to kind of give back to them. That is by far that is what pushes me to do whatever it is that I do. I'm like, this is going to eventually lead to the success that eventually lead to my definition of success.
Awesome, bro. Appreciate you sharing that. All right. So much.
Who?
You.
Oh, hi. That is a loaded question to think about, honestly. Honestly, the first thing that came to mind is that there are a lot of people that got me here. You know what I mean? It's like I think about like speaking to you a while back, and it's like since then I've met so many people who have, like, whether it's with one conversation, whether it's like small support, whether it's just like a yo, like, I see what you're doing and I know you're gonna like take it to the next level. I think a big thing in my mind constantly is I still feel like I have yet to make a lot of people proud, in some regard, where it's like, yo, I really want to make everything that I said was going to happen. And yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's like, and that goes from like creatives who have helped me out. That's my mom, that's my family, that's my sister, my grandmother. Like, and there's a lot that was sacrificed for me to be doing things this freely and like trying to make my own path. So I think very similar to Jose's answer, but also with a broader scope on like just people in general. Want to make a lot of people proud, and I want to keep doing that. So yeah.
Yeah. I guess you're right. It is a loaded question. It's hard, man. I mean, like Jose said, everyone has their own definition of success.
Damn, y'all just really be inspired by me.
We're jacking you.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Whatever he
Let
says.
Jose go last.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you
bro.
gotta do,
Yeah.
bro.
And like Semaj said, I think both of them brought up really good points. And you kind of just want to make the people around you proud. It's just in my family. I think for me specifically, as a first generation, like my parents left the comfort of the place they knew for their whole lives up until that point that they left. They left that to provide me with the opportunity to like have choice in what I want to do. And I don't think I've succeeded until they are at a point where they no longer have to worry about bills, or they no longer have to worry about things. Like, it's like that's what success is to me. My parents, like I said, gave up so much, and the day I decided to stop going to school was rough. It's not. I realized it wasn't for me, and it was a hard decision for me to make. It was a hard decision for me to make to them as well. So I don't think until I shown them that like it was the right decision for me and that it's going to benefit me and them and us and people around me, that it's like that's when I'm successful. That's when I'm happy with what I've done. Uh until then, I mean honestly, like the way I think with the way my brain is wired, I think once I get there, I think that is just another stepping stone and I'm just looking for more. Um um we're all really hungry and we all want to keep going. I think if you have told us last year around this time that we'd be where we are now, we'd be like, damn, we've done a lot and like we should be proud of ourselves. And it's not like we're not, but we just want more and we want to keep going and we want to keep working. So success is so like in theory, like a year ago, we're successful now. But I think now and in the future, I think success is always just going to keep moving forward with us as we go on, which is a good thing because it means that we're just never going to stop working. But yeah, I mean, to like really like think about it, like my parents are like the biggest thing for me, making sure that they're proud of me, making sure that they saw what I've accomplished and they get to benefit from the work, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. Well, I appreciate y'all taking the time to share that. And hopefully, down the line you can come back, take a look at this and say, hey man, I did that. And be prosperous in your goals.
I mean, the only thing I'm going to say is for those of you watching this, June 8th, be there. Free golf ball ticket, a lot of fun. You're going to be outside with us. Everybody's going to be there. It's going to be golf ball pre-party, dope vibes, have a drink, enjoy yourselves, whatever it is. And there's more clothing coming too. I mean, we got a bunch of shit coming. We're cooking up a bunch of shit, like Jose said, shit that we haven't seen in a while. And it's going to be really exciting. But yeah, bro.
I think to follow up on that, keep your eyes out even further than June 8th. You know what I mean? We want people to keep watching what we're doing and inspiring people, and like, I don't know, someone watching this could be like the next person we want to like put on and like kind of help you get to that goal that you're looking for. So yeah, I mean, I am definitely going to finish up with saying that, like, I've mentioned it multiple times before, but I am so fucking lucky to be like sitting between these two guys. I think like um brand level, cool, whatever. We do cool stuff, and yeah, but I think in the past year of like being friends with them, I've definitely become a better person. I learned a lot about myself. I learned about a lot about the things that I need to work on, things that I'm good at. Um, yeah. So yeah, thanks guys. You're cool. And that was like a weird little moment, but I had to get it out because yeah, I don't know. We spoke before, but this is like a introduction to, the guys. Yeah. So yeah.
This is like when Kevin Durant's like gassing Debo up and he's sitting there.
No,
Like you don't want to gas him up too much. Or he's gonna be
no, yeah. Because like next week they're gonna be like, "Yo, remember what you said about?"
Yeah,
And I'm like, you know what?
yeah.
But I had to get that out there because I don't know, I wouldn't be doing a lot of the shit that, you know what I mean. You can see that this is a pretty like tight run ship in terms of like everybody has their roles and everybody has what they're good at and what they bring to the table with this, and really no stone is left unturned type thing where it's like we all definitely need each other in some sense. So yeah,
You guys have been a pleasure to have on here.
yeah.
I've enjoyed getting to speak to y'all. But you guys sat here, and I respect you guys a lot. You respected my time. You gave me fucking awesome answers, great banter, and I really appreciate it. So thank you guys for being.
Oh yeah.
Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us. I mean, you see, I think it's dope that I don't know, you see I said this before, but like you see the vision. You kind of like, you're the one who reached out and was like, yo, like I like what you guys are doing, and you've kind of like really did your homework and you said like, yo, I'm gonna look into like what all three of these guys do and like what they bring to the table. So like thanks for, you know what I mean, planting that seed. Yeah, keep doing shit. And
You're
if
killing it, bro.
Yeah,
this
if you
this
need
was like very well produced. Like
orchestrated.
everything was really good. It was really professional, and I mean, sure, it was the most professional thing we've done. So
Yeah,
it felt really good.
bro. In a
You
few
killed it.
years, it's gonna go down as like Never Come Home's first official interview type shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I go on YouTube and look for like early so and so interviews, and I'm always like, like how were they like when they were so? You know what I mean? Thanks for doing this for us. You know what I mean? It's as much as we're sitting here and talking to you, you're also sitting here and talking to us, and that's the other part of it. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys again. And so that's going to be the close of the second season, first episode of Burd Files. Thanks everybody for watching.